What is the right to education in human rights law? Have you ever wondered how the right to education shapes our world? This fundamental human right is recognized in international law and ensures that everyone can access education without facing discrimination. It is not just a privilege. It is a legal guarantee for every individual, regardless of their background, gender, or economic status. When you study human rights law in law school, you will explore the legal foundations and practical applications of this right. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, adopted in 1948, was the first major international document to declare education as a right. Since then, many treaties and conventions have reinforced this principle. Important documents include the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, the Convention on the Rights of the Child, and the Convention Against Discrimination in Education. The right to education has several key components. First, every child must have access to free and compulsory primary education. Second, secondary education, which includes technical and vocational training, must be available and accessible to everyone, with states working toward making it free. Third, higher education should also be equally accessible, with countries aiming to provide it for free as well. Lastly, fundamental education must be available for those who missed out on primary schooling. In practical terms, governments are responsible for ensuring that all children can access quality education without discrimination. This is an international legal obligation, and governments can be held accountable if they fail to meet it. Parents have the right to choose schools for their children, and individuals or organizations can establish schools that meet minimum standards. For law students, studying the right to education involves analyzing how international treaties are incorporated into domestic law. You will learn how courts interpret these rights and what remedies exist when the right to education is violated. Case law and policy decisions often address issues such as discrimination in education, access for marginalized groups, and the role of private education providers. The right to education is a cornerstone of human rights law, with clear legal standards and mechanisms for enforcement. Law school coursework on human rights law typically covers these standards, their interpretation, and their impact on society. Understanding this right is essential for future lawyers who may work on cases involving education policy, discrimination, or international human rights.